The nostalgia, the tradition, the magic, the memories, and the madness. The most listened to and downloaded siblings podcast about theme parks that drops on a Thursday from the state of New York. Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. Brought to you by DillosDizResort.com.
Now is the time.
Forever?
Miss Tomorrow.
Old.
About a minute and a half.
Hashtag always MGM.
Step out to your right.
Old.
The secret staircase.
We always do that.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Behold the majesty of the Sistine Ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
What a cute ending.
Aloha and welcome aboard.
This is Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and we are here on Thanksgiving Day.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Are you watching the parade or are you listening to Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz?
Are you trying to multitask?
Mm-hmm.
I probably dropped this on Wednesday so people who are traveling can listen to it in their car, listening to our fancy New Yorkese along the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone watches the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is from New York, so we have to represent as New Yorkers.
This episode is being recorded at Dillo's Diz Resort. And
Yes.
DillosDizResort.com, if you don't know, is our Patreon membership program. I'm going to call it a program. Patreon membership program where we have tiers starting as low as $1 per month. That $1, of course, gets you into our fancy one-channel Discord. $1, one channel. And maybe, just maybe, beginning in January of 2022, there'll be a $20 a month level, which is connected to my now personal TikTok on the heels of you announcing last week your own personal TikTok.
Let's discuss. Because last week, when I make this announcement, you're all, what do you need this for? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Sometimes I think about it, but do I, as a 47-year-old man, really need a TikTok? And then who pops up following me on TikTok? It's Improving Frank. That's who it is.
Hey. It is Improving Frank. And I see Lexi is here in the chat. She's very intrigued on what Frank plans to improve. This isn't HGTV about my life here. It's not.
Or is it?
It's
you may
me.
have just broken the glass for yourself there.
Right? It is slowly trying to see. It's like Sisyphus with the rock and the whole thing to have the improviser's guide take shape. So I've been putting some videos up over on the TikToks. And I think the plan is maybe possibly somewhere within the 12 days of Dillo's Diz social media Ohana, which starts on December 9th, 12 days in a row of podcast guests never before heard on Theme Park Thursday. My hand gestures are making this way grand because it's big. It's a spectacle, baby. And now included in that, and maybe Vlogmas, we still don't know. But included within that here on the Patreon at DillosDizResort.com, I probably, most likely, maybe will do a workshop, a remote workshop, as it were, in some form of improv. You're going to teach me to be funny? What, are you going to teach me to be like a clown or something? No, we're going to talk about how the basics of improv. Papa Dillo's voice is inside my head. I don't quite understand what this all means.
Well,
speaking of improving Frank,
we need her.
Improving Frank. No, we're I'm gonna do like an hour workshop remotely next month on some facet of improv that is all inclusive for everyone. Just to dabble, to taste. We'll put the link here on Patreon, but it'll be open to whoever wants to come and hopefully see if it'll be for me whether there is enough interest to then make it part of the $20 level on dillosdizresort.com, which would maybe pan out to like a $5 class per week in improv of some kind. Again, you gonna teach me to be funny, like witty, like humor, like I'm a good writer? No, just like aspects of your life that are
Do I need to
connected to
be here?
improv.
Having conversations with yourself.
I don't want you to say these things. I'll get annoyed, so I got to say it for myself.
Listen, you saying that actually just reminds me of I forget what it's called. What's it called when you stand on the corners in New York City and you hand out like flyers for the comedy shows? What's that called?
You papering?
No, but it's called something. I don't know. But anyway, it reminds me of that because all those guys go, here you go. I go, oh, no, thank you. You don't like to laugh? No, I do. I can't go tonight. I can't do it. I just want to go back to Nate had a question.
Yeah.
I need to improve myself. Is there someone who can help me? Is that
Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and be like a life coach. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life. I'm here to guide you on the aspects of improv that could open yourself up to other avenues within your life. I'm gonna Dillo that one after saying it out loud on the spot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I can't Dillo it here. Yes, what Nate also says $20. What is this? A Walt Disney World AP program. I'm going to segue right out of this because I don't want to talk about myself anymore. Can we just talk for a second about how they put a pause on the AP program at Walt Disney World the day after they plan to pause the mandate COVID restrictions, as it were? It's a curious thing that one day they're going, we're going to review all the COVID mandates and how they relate to the state of Florida. And then the next day they're like, annual passes, let's just hold up a little bit right here. Coincidence?
I'm not okay.
It does help me not think about money I have to spend on an annual pass during the holidays.
I mean, that's true.
But it probably squashes like Christmas present ideas or something. If I'm Papa Dillo were thinking, I don't know.
Oh, they already asked me what I wanted. That wasn't on the list, but
No, nice going.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was pretty surprised. I was like, whoa, what is happening? Why is this happening? As I'm also seeing the incredibly long Frozen After Ever line ride going back into China today. So it's all interesting. Now, do we normally get APs? No, we have though. And we were kind of on a nice little... How many years do you think it lasted? The Christmas presents?
The last time 3. Yeah, it was definitely 2, if not 3.
Because all of us, a collective Dillo clan, went to Disney on New Year's Day in 2018. So as our Christmas present, we all got annual passes. And then I feel like that continued the next year as well. So maybe it was just the 2 years, maybe.
Or maybe yeah.
Yeah, so that was very nice of Mama and Papa Dillo to do for us. When we were growing up, we had annual passes because it kind of equaled out, especially back then. If you go like 2 times a year for, 3 to 5 days or whatever, you pretty much paid for itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had them like 1 or 2 other times when I was working for the airline, just because I was going a lot. So we've had them intermittently here and there.
Yeah, here and there. I'm trying to think when I had them last. And mostly because over the years now, I don't have as many friends who work in the park. But I had a lot of friends who worked in the park during the 2000s, especially. So they usually helped me out, such as Jen, such as OPP, such as Ayali Flores. So that's usually how that all went down, which was on the heels of me working there. So... But I think overall, I think Jeffers makes a great point here in the chat at dillosdizresort.com that the AP can then now be re-released at another high price point. And I really think they're pushing their luck, taking away the memory maker the last time. That really took me the wrong way.
Agreed.
So I want to ask, because when I see the comments in the chat about people panicking about finding out their improvising classes, thinking they're coming to improving classes to improve yourself. I'll work on it. Okay, I'm trying to work it through with everyone here in the resort, but I think we're going to see something called the Improviser's Guide to Trust, a workshop in December. So if you
guys are interested in improving yourselves, I do have a kind of sort of a life coach certificate. So maybe I could start the improving classes.
Do you have something like that?
I do. I wasn't serious about the class portion, unless people really want it, but I don't think I can offer
Stop
much
dodging the
but-
question. Do you have a life coach-esque type of certificate? And what is it in?
Yes. Life coach.
It's literally life coach.
Yeah.
Where did you get this from?
Online during the pandemic.
Oh.
Well, I
also-
think, or like 6 months ago or something like that. I don't know. a
Let's
while
just
ago.
say that the two of us talk 7,000 times a week and text each other all day long. This is the first time I've heard anything life coach related.
You know, I got it and I was like, oh, I have big ideas. And then you know what I did? I Dilloed it. I went, never mind. What am I doing? Never mind. Oh, Lewis also has a life coach certificate. It's similar, but a life couch certificate. You got me, Lewis. You got me. You know what? I actually saw couch and I was like, he just misspelled it. And then I'm reading on, but I train you to sit on a couch and enjoy mindless TV shows. You know what? That's actually what mine should be. And speaking of, I was watching 2 episodes of Gilmore Girls leading up to recording this. But anyway.
Okay, so we've discovered now so far here in the first 10 minutes or so that I'm doing an improviser's guide workshop here at dillosdisresort.com in December. You have a certificate at in life coach of some kind that I've never heard of before until right now. So clearly you really Dilloed it. So Dilloed it that you didn't even share it with me. Dilloed it.
I think it might be on my LinkedIn.
So good to know that now. I'm like, and joining us today is certified life coach Janillo. Hello.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing because I think there's like a more formal life coaching process you go through that you could spend like thousands of dollars on. So like, you know, but I think technically I have a little certificate. You don't need anything technically. You could just call it yourself a life coach, I think. But I have a little certificate. So, you know, I'm Dilloing it more.
Yeah. No, and I've talked about over the summer whether or not the improviser's guide would come back. Mrs. Dillon and I were, discussing like, she was like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, it would be great if like it was a character coach. And I don't mean like character as in, I mean character both on stage and your own personal character, but under the improviser's guide umbrella. So like the things that to improve your character, as it were, whether it's a character on stage or off stage, to encompass both of those things that I love pretty well.
Right. Nate has a paying client for your improv class. The group was serious. Maybe they'll also take life coach classes too. I don't know that life coaching classes will be offered as of yet. Maybe if I stop Dilloing it, Nate. Maybe Janillo talk becomes my life coach tips.
No, but I am serious about the improv stuff.
Yes.
I do want to do that, and like again, if the interest is there, that's what I'm gauging in December, and then January doing at a $20 level here at dillosdisresort.com, a class per week. That would stay on. You don't have to be live, but maybe I would just talk the whole time. That $5 a week, for the class would get you that $20 a month. So I think $5 a week for an improv class is a pretty good deal.
Yes, I agree. This is genius, and so I have to share it. Tangents within tangents. It's like Dilloception.
That's a shirt.
Lexi. That's good.
That is a t-shirt.
That's a shirt. Yeah. All right, let me screenshot it and make
Screenshot.
sure Mr. Snidillo gets the note because we need some new ones since our last ones didn't go well.
God, I love the movie Inception too. I like that one.
I do too. And then sometimes when I have those types of dreams, I'll wake up and be like, "Ooh, that was an Inception dream."
I've had a couple of those, and we haven't even shared our main topic or subject yet.
And I haven't said my anecdotes about the 7-year-old.
All right, let's do that first. Let's do the anecdotes, and then we'll encompass our converging topics for this episode.
So yesterday, I'm at a restaurant our family has frequented since how long? They've been going probably for 50 years. I don't know. How long do you think we have been frequenting this restaurant? Our whole lives.
They have been for 50 years, 100%, if not more.
Our whole lives, we have been frequenting this restaurant. We know, everyone that works there, yada, yada. So I'll leave the name anonymous, but our waiter friend, we can call him that, was coming over. And so he was asking the 4-year-old if the 7-year-old was a good big brother. And so she was just nodding and saying yes. And she was like, all right, you trust him? And then she was just like, nodding, and smirking. And then he says something like, because I know you didn't really trust Frank. I know you. And so we're just laughing. And so the 7-year-old goes, "What? That's your brother. You have to trust him with everything." I was like,
Speaking of trust,
I was like, okay, no, I totally do, of course. And so our waiter friend literally told this story to every single person the entire rest of the time that we were there because he couldn't get over it. And we were just chalking it up to his Italian blood and the loyalty he has. So I found that amusing that he insists on me trusting you with everything because you're my brother.
hello.
So great. I mean, I'm still a New Yorker.
Did you record that so that I could use it as part of the introduction for my workshop here at DillosDisResort.com?
I could get him to say it again. Don't you worry, because he was getting a kick out of hearing the story over and over again. The second anecdote about the 7-year-old is that 2 or 3 days ago, we were driving around. So he's starting to see more and more Christmas decorations popping up. And he's like, it's like nobody likes Thanksgiving. Like everyone just skips over Thanksgiving and goes right to Christmas. And I was like, man, this DNA in this kid is so strong because that's not me. I don't know what is. So I thought maybe that's a good segue to our topic-ish, right?
It is celebrate
Thanksgiving today, right?
It is Thanksgiving, and we are celebrating. I want to add that Nate here says that there's apparently some interest in me teaching an improv class, and I'm happy to offline and discuss further away from Dillo's Dis Resort because I am looking to try to branch out and get back in the game a little bit.
There you
go.
There
is that.
Well, he'll circle back, Nate.
We'll network.
We're going to table it for now. Thanks.
All right, so it's Thanksgiving.
I'm getting to use my terms with this group every week. I just use all my corporate terms. Okay, go ahead.
So it's Thanksgiving. So we're going to share here in the chat some of our favorite aspects of Thanksgiving, particularly the food. And while we do that, while we wait for the comments to come in, I thought we would examine some of the events, announcements, etc. from Destination D23, which happened over the weekend. I think it's first worth noting that these props that you see in pictures from like Journey into Imagination and the Great Movie Ride, and it just puts a steak that's on fire through your soul. Flaming, staking, soul sucking blow. That's improv, baby, right there.
That's an example of things you'll see during the improv class.
Did you see any of the pictures from Destination D23? They had like the Wicked Witch's hat. They had,
I did turn it on for a brief moment until the kids were like, "What is this? This is grown up stuff. We don't want to watch this." I was like, "It's all Disney announcements. Can we watch it for a few minutes?" No. So I've seen probably more on social media than I did get to watch it. I did get to see my boy Josh tomorrow up on stage. That was lovely. How come he was presenting and not Chapek?
Nate. Who likes cranberry sauce, the can or homemade? He wants to know. It isn't Thanksgiving Day without it. Well, if you know us, you know that we're not the cookers, the bakers, the candlestick makers. No. We are the people who do this with the can. So it and right onto the plate.
Correct.
That's it. That's cranberry sauce right there.
Love it. It's like the best thing ever. Not a big fan. The tart stuff. Val says, I tried to make homemade one year. My family revolted. They had to have the canned version.
Lexi drops the homemade, which is clearly an east side of Long Island, west side of Long Island divide. I'm convinced of it. I'm convinced that we're talking Nassau County versus Suffolk County when it comes to that.
That's true. And considering I'm now in Western Suffolk, I still consider myself on the west side. I'm just saying. I will make homemade cranberry sauce, but I won't eat it. Jeffers. Well, why do you make it?
Yeah, that's the Canadian way. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, Lexi says with Grand Marnier. Interesting.
I like that. Is Jeffers? I was confused over in our one channel Discord. Is Thursday, like Theme Park Thursday, your actual birthday, or is it today as we're recording? Jen knows the answer. She's shaking her
Mhm.
head. Frank doesn't know the answer. So it's Thursday.
It is Thursday, yes.
So not
Happy
only
birthday, Jeffers.
happy birthday, Jeffers, and happy theme park birthday Thursday.
Oh,
What do you think about
that
that?
should be a shirt. Maybe we should start making happy theme park Thursday birthday shirts.
Do we still have that? Do we still have the button machine? Did we ever figure that out?
We do. I have them in my possession. I don't have all the paraphernalia. I need to order like the stuff to make the buttons.
Well,
but I have the machine.
maybe for resort guests, we should start making the happy theme park birthday Thursday button, like
Mhm.
and share that
Right.
with her. That might be the dipping the toe in the water for the resort guests.
Right. Kind of like, what are you celebrating buttons? This is a good point from Jeffers. Improving, Caribbean. Just saying. We are so on so many tangents.
That's what everyone's here in the chat. It's Thanksgiving. You're like having multiple conversations.
That's
at
right. This
once.
is what happens at the table. Like, what are you talking about down there? Oh,
Is the turkey the centerpiece of your Thanksgiving meal, or is it some other main course? Drop it in the chat now.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I had put something up about Thanksgiving and cranberry sauce on the Twitter that some of you responded to, and some people were mentioning how they don't even have turkey; they only have the sides, which is a very Mama Dillo thing to do.
Big Mama Dillo thing.
All about the sides. I don't need the turkey; I just want the sides. So I feel like it more and more. This is becoming a thing that people do, or maybe they always have, and we just don't know it. And thank God for social media, because now we do.
Yeah, I mean, turkey is obviously, I mean, it's very hard for me to do something other than turkey.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we've been recording the 12 days of Dillo's Did social media Ohana. So I forget who we've talked to about Thanksgiving and who we have talked to about Christmas, and when ham and lasagnas and all the things have been getting mentioned, whether that's Christmas or I think some people even mentioned the lasagna on Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Is
well,
that correct?
Italians, The
like
Italians,
you do.
Like you do. Stuffing is key, Nate says.
Wait, so this is a whole thing that I've been sitting on for a while, because you put it in the Discord, and then we did like 7 recordings last week of the 12 days of social media Ohana, and like don't bring up stuffing to Jen. Save it for the Thanksgiving episode. They save it. What's the matter with you?
Your mic got louder.
You don't like stuffing?
Yeah, I'm not a stuffing person. I don't think I've ever been a stuffing person. And every year we've made it, like, we hosted 10 years of Thanksgivings in this house, and we would make it every year. I would never eat it. Now, the gluten, it's not a great thing, so I can't have it anyway. So that's fine, because it's one less thing for me to miss in my life. But no, I'm not a fan. I don't know what it is. I love bread. I love the things. I don't know what it is about stuffing. I don't know if it's like the consistency. It's something that I don't like.
I mean, let's be clear. Growing up, it was stovetop we're talking about. We're not talking about actual.
That's what I'm still talking about.
Right.
When I say we made it every year, I mean stovetop.
The last several years, I've had like homemade stuffing. It's kind of changed my life a little bit, but also makes me reflect fondly on stovetop, because I love stovetop. But sidebar conversation about stuffing, and I don't know where it comes from. Somewhere along our Thanksgiving dinners. I don't think I've told this story before. When I was a kid, before I moved to Florida, there was something, I don't know how it happened. Definitely it's foggier now that I'm older. But there was stovetop stuffing, and then for a while, there was stovetop stuffing with spinach in it. Like it was including...
I thought it was peas.
It wasn't peas. It was spinach.
That's the way you like it.
Was it peas? Was it?
I feel like it was peas. It could have, I don't know. Either way.
So this is what used to be at Thanksgiving. And then I moved to Florida. Mm-hmm. And then came back a little crankier. Mm-hmm. And having Thanksgiving, this is Thanksgiving 2000. Mm-hmm. The stovetop is out, but now there's just regular stovetop in a casserole dish for everyone. Mm-hmm. And in front of me, which Nanny Dillo is very nice to have the little small casserole dish of stovetop stuffing with spinach or peas. Doesn't matter. I like spinach. I like peas. Hello. But this vegetable stovetop stuffing combo with the I know how much you love it, so I made it for you. Never liked it.
And then every year after, there it was, just for him, his own dish, because that's the way he likes it. So no one else could even have any. It was only for you.
Yeah, it's funny what people think I like and don't like. I don't know how it happens.
You know what I think it is? You've been bringing this up a little bit lately, and I think it could be you just because a lot of times with family, Frank doesn't always yes end. He pretty much does the opposite, right? So he does more of a no but, or I don't know what the opposite of yes and is.
No first, yes later.
No first, yes, which is classic Papa Dillo. So I think perhaps in this development has also been like a big need to like, I'm avoiding any kind of confrontation ever. And I just don't, where it doesn't even have to be like a confrontation. It could just be like a conversation. And so therefore, people just don't know how to read you, what you think, what you like, and they just forget at this point. They just are going on with their lives. And, you know, especially in generations where everyone's getting older, as you are as well. So is everyone else. Their memories are not as good.
Louis, I see in the chat that you want pictures for Thanksgiving. No, this is why Frank goes to the in-laws now for Thanksgiving.
By the way, have you heard where I'm having Thanksgiving this year?
Oh, no, I have not.
I'll be having Thanksgiving back where it all began at Nanny Dillo's.
Oh, well, maybe she'll do it and forget that I'm going to be there.
Found that out yesterday. That's where Thanksgiving's being held.
And I saw Lexi raise the stuffing versus dressing. There is not a discussion. It is stuffing. 100%.
Always stuffing. I don't care where it is, inside the bird, outside the bird. First of all, so I made a turkey again for 10 years. And I'm very proud of my turkeys. And I think the only bad turkey was the year Frank was at my house, but that's fine. But I never put stuffing, dressing, whatever you want to call it, in the turkey, which some people frown upon. But Lewis says stuffing is more free-form, dressing is shaped somehow. Simple distinction.
Salad dressing, stuffing.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't even understand. I did want to go back up because we were asking everybody about food, and then we went on a tangent. Jeffers, he says turkey is both Christmas and Thanksgiving, ham Christmas Eve, and he's using Jen's recipe this year. Jeffers, I appreciate that. Did I give you my official recipe yet, or did I not? I can't remember. So fill me in so that I can do that. That Dr. Val says we make cornbread dressing instead of stuffing. It's my favorite. But is it stuffing? And you just call it cornbread dressing? I don't understand. Jeffers has never been more disappointed in a Dillo. Why? Because I don't like stuffing? Okay. Nate says my mom makes a great stuffing, not too bready, sausage, grapes, lots of herbs and spices. Grapes. Interesting. Okay.
All right. So at Destination D23, they announced the return of the Main Street Electrical Parade just in time, as the Disney Parks Twitter said, and just in time for the 50th anniversary, except it's going to be in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Long pause.
Mm-hmm.
Long pause.
What? Why connect the two? Why?
Well, it's technically the 50th anniversary of the parade, I guess. But
so what is it over there for, though? Why are we not getting it? I say we as a no one else goes to Disneyland. Right. That's weird.
The Finding Nemo musical, now known as The Big Blue and Beyond, which will take place during the Finding Dory timeline. And when you enter the theater, you'll be at the Marine Life Institute. Discuss.
I feel like I need to look that one up a little more.
No, yeah, that one escaped you over the weekend?
Yeah. So
I mean, they were talking about, everyone's like, oh, that's the end of the fight. This was in the fall. Well, it's still the fall. I don't know what, earlier in the fall. Maybe it was September. who knows
Uh-huh.
what time is anymore.
Mhm.
They discussed that Finding Nemo the musical was closing. I saw people who have performed in the show, give their obituaries on
Right.
it, say
Mhm.
their goodbyes, everything else. And then people are like, wait, not so fast. It's not completely, it's not over. Or is it going to be condensed? Is it shorter? What's happening? Is it going to be like the Festival of the Lion King? What are they doing? What's happening? Over the weekend, they announced that The Big Blue and Beyond, which takes place during the Finding Dory timeline. Now, let me say, we all know that the Finding Nemo movie is better than Finding Dory, right? I'm just saying that out loud. You can debate me in the chat. I love Finding Dory. Whenever I talk about the 5-year-old and her history of movies she became obsessed with, right? You start with Moana, we went to Frozen. And sometimes I overlook Finding Dory. We spent a significant amount of time on Finding Dory. We were going to aquariums. We were reading books about fish. She was talking about whatever echolocation. She was saying echolocation when she was like not even 2.
Yeah.
And so Finding Dory, important movie in the 5-year-old's world.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need something in the Finding Dory timeline. Is it because we have the seas with Nemo and friends in the Finding Nemo timeline that we need the Finding Dory timeline now in Animal Kingdom? I just don't understand the change for the sake of change.
Right, which is always our thing, right? We can appreciate change when it makes sense, not just to change something. I don't know that we need. I mean, I love Finding Dory, but Finding Nemo is the OG, so I will lean that way. And I kind of also feel like because I feel like it's just an extension. So can it all be one big happy family and incorporated somehow? I don't know that it has to go that way. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does feel like change for the sake of change, and I'm like, what are they unhappy with? What did they not like? What did they feel needed to change? I'm not sure they can provide those answers. I mean, if attendance was down at the theater prior to the world shutting down, I guess that's reason. I would find that surprising, I guess. You look at similarly, I guess, the Voyage of the Little Mermaid, Minute Maid, aka over at #AlwaysMGM. And those crowds, I remember when we were kids, you could not get in to see Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
That line used to just wrap it all the way out into the animation courtyard. I feel like I didn't see that show until the mid 2000s. So you saw like eventually it decreased, but it was a long time. I felt like when we went in 2018, and that's 12 years after the musical debuted at Animal Kingdom, the line was we were still going down the jungle there in the heat and the sun and no shade. My God.
Even though it was January and 30 degrees.
And Lewis is mentioning they keeping some of the best music though. And I get it, but also the better, like she mentions that Finding Dory was disappointing. Again, I'm biased because the 5-year-old loved it so much. So I'm skewed in that way. But Finding Nemo is such a great movie that
Lexi's blaming us because we didn't even know the show existed for a while. It's not that we didn't know it existed. We just don't go to the Animal Kingdom that much. So.
What are they called? What's Jeffers' favorite lights at the castle? They went away.
Right.
Finding Dory.
I mean, this is you and Jeffers' connection to each other are these lights forever.
We're connected through the lights at the Cinderella's castle. I got rid of them.
Voyage of the Little Mermaid is really a nostalgia fest with the lasers.
Oh yeah, the lasers. That show hasn't aged well, in my opinion. But
yeah,
when you compare it to like Muppet Vision, at least they update.
Muppet Vision. And it's open again, right? They reopened it or not yet?
Not yet.
I heard it was going to. Maybe not.
I don't think so yet. And my guess is that's a staffing issue.
Right. Yeah, I would assume that as well.
The Dream Lights that I never remember the name of.
Yeah, that's right. The Dream Lights. Oh yeah. Sorry, Jeffers. Sorry. Sorry.
No, and Voyage of Little Maria, I want that show to come back too because I
Mhm.
do think it's a good show, but I do want to see it get a little spruced up a little bit.
Yeah, because I would be interested in taking the kids to see it at this point. The 4-year-old would love it. Doesn't make Finding Dory bad that Finding Nemo was such a great film. A fun story with good humor is still great, and any film you watched with your young kids is going to have some nostalgia. True.
Yeah.
True, Lewis.
Yeah, I just again, it feels like change for the sake of change. If it doesn't, I'd rather. Why not both? Is my take on it. Not that you can have both in the same park, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Even a certain purple dinosaur hits the cord, still gets old really quick. Well, Lewis, you're not wrong there. Don't tell Stephers anything about Barney. I know she's not here right now. So Guardians coaster announced for summer 2022, as if somehow we didn't know that already. And Tron, they're working on it.
Speaking of forever.
Does Tron have to open? Because the 50th anniversary go all the way to January 23, right? Is that the full? Does Tron have to open before January 23 now, or are we just gonna pretend that it's not gonna be this shining beacon of no, that's Spaceship Earth, everyone. That's the shiny beacon. Is it gonna be the shiny new thing of the 50th anniversary? How do we not get Tron during the 50th anniversary? I warrant you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you need it within the 50th anniversary guidelines. I do understand why they're pushing Guardians to open first, because Epcot needs something big and needs some sort of wall to come down at some point. So I get, pushing that along a little more. I also kind of feel like Guardians is so out of sight as of right now. Like, it's just going on and you can't see it. And the fact that you can see Tron, it's just like, you're watching it be built over time. So it almost feels like that's taking longer. So, but I feel like it has to debut within the 50th. No?
I think so. Lewis mentioning March of 23. And I guess that's because of the 18 months. But for some reason in my brain, I thought I heard January somewhere. So I'm not, whatever is, we all can be right together, but I'm probably wrong. So let's drop in the chat right now until we move on to the next thing. Maybe I feel like a Family Feud host. What's the most obscure side dish you have at your Thanksgiving table that maybe some other families don't?
All right, discuss. Do you typically make anything for your Thanksgiving up there? Like, do you bring anything with you?
I don't know. This year I will be tasked with anything. We were in charge of bringing the pies this year, that is the. We'll get to desserts in a little bit. But last year I made the mashed potatoes. I peeled, I mashed, I did the things because mashed potatoes are very important to me at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I would say that was the main thing I did last year was peel the potatoes.
I peeled the potatoes. I think of my Big Fat Greek Wedding with them. Anybody else get that reference?
Let me tell you something. Have I said it? Again, I feel like lately have I said it here before? Where was it? The live stream? Was it the podcast? Was it a different interview altogether? I don't know. I talk about movie experiences, right? And I talked about Enchanted being one of those great movie experiences I had. And again, if I would have to, maybe now I need to make a list of 10 and share them at the resort or something. But Astoria, New York, where I live, is a big fat Greek town, portion of Queens, New York. Like authentic Greek food everywhere. It's awesome. Lemon potatoes until the cows come home. And I saw my Big Fat Greek Wedding at the movie theater in Astoria 18 years ago, whenever it came out. I didn't really know much about the movie at the time. I heard it was like this little engine that could movie, low budget, put together real fast, but really well received. Not really realizing Astoria was a Greek neighborhood. I was dating someone who lived in Astoria at the time. We went to the movies, and people lost their minds with laughter for an hour and a half. And I don't even know if the movie is really that funny or not. I'm just laughing because everyone is so into it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things that, again, shared experience, but that movie is up there because I was not expecting the explosions of laughter like every 20 seconds, like I'm watching a sitcom with a laugh track.
Have you seen the movie since then?
I probably have, but not from beginning to end. Probably you own the DVD.
Obviously, I mean, I've watched it millions of times. I was also reading. Imagine this. When I got my Kindle for my birthday last year, I was all like, I want a Kindle. I need to start reading again. Now I can barely see me at the book clubs. But I started reading Nia Vardalos' book. And so she was talking a little bit about, just how it came to be, which I had known that it was based on her one-woman show and Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks saw her and all that. But just like reading that story was really interesting. So, if you're looking to learn more about that, it's only in the first chapter and then she goes into adoption. But, it's a good book.
All right. I hope I would read that one. Lexi mentions being in Santorini with in a jewelry store, and the guy used Windex to clean her best friend's engagement ring. I believe, since Lexi, no spoilers, we said her name involved in the 12 days of Dillo's Twitter Ohana social media Ohana enough. But we've also mentioned here at the resort that all three of our connections were very poor that day. So I'm not sure. I feel like we talked about Santorini and the other stops on cruises, and I don't know if that'll make the cut or not, but don't get me started on Santorini. I loved it there. It's awesome.
If I can go back to some of the side dishes,
please do.
Based on your question here, Nate and Lewis both mention Brussels sprouts. Here's my thing with Brussels sprouts. Never liked them. Never wanted anything to do with them. In recent years, if made the right way, maybe including some bacon, I'm all in. I'm all in on Brussels sprouts.
Little known fact, we have Brussels sprouts at least once a week here.
Oh, look at you. We were on a kick for a while. It's gotten off. I haven't had them in a while again.
When I was a kid, and if Mama Dillo made them, which was rare, and I ate them with mustard, I was fine. A little Golden's mustard. Don't talk to me about French's yellow mustard. No. Golden's spicy brown. Okay? Nothing else. Tomato soup salad, I see Jeffers says here.
What is this? All right. Do you go to Panera, Jeffers? Go to Panera and get some set. That sounds like my order from Panera. I'm intrigued by this one. Yeah, I don't mean that in a bad way. It sounds
elaborate.
I love it. Yes.
Tomato soup salad.
Yes. Sauteed onion, mushroom, and broccoli casserole with cream cheese from Lexi.
With cream cheese.
Interesting. Fried okra from Dr. Val.
I had okra for the first time last summer. Not this past summer, the summer before, I think. Have you had okra before?
I feel like I have, but
it's
maybe
right.
once.
If it's there, I'll eat it. I'm not going to buy it and make it, but I'll eat it if it's there.
Okay.
You got anyone? Anyway?
Okay. No, I think bacon does
Jeffers.
make everything better. Yeah.
That's true. Jeffers is probably typing out his response to tomato soup salad is what we're waiting on right now.
Breadsticks as well from Olive Garden. But...
Have you been to the movie theater post?
I have not.
Yeah, me either.
I'm considering it because Sing 2 comes out in a couple of weeks. And Sing, the original, was their first movie ever in the theater, but not when it originally came out, just for $1, one of those. So we might go see that one.
Good to ask because Encanto is coming out only in theaters, as they say. Which seems like, when I hear them say in the ad, only in theaters, I'm like, so you spitting on Raya and Soul and Onward, and all right, just say it in theaters everywhere. You don't have to say only in theaters. Don't expect this on Disney Plus. Don't send your complaint emails in, please.
Yeah, they were intrigued by. I like how, first of all, my answer doesn't go to any kind of adult movie. I'm only obviously thinking about kid movies, but they were intrigued by Clifford the Big Red Dog, which is in theaters, but also I think streaming on Paramount as well, which I don't think we have unless I can hack into it somehow. But but I think maybe Sing 2 will be our triumphant return to the theater.
That seems like a logical choice for your fam.
Yes.
I'm eyeballing because I thought I was going to make it to Jungle Cruise over the summer, and I still haven't even seen Jungle Cruise on Disney Plus yet because I'm too busy watching Hallmark movies. But I will. I am eyeing Spider-Man as everyone's telling me to go see Ghostbusters. Everyone forgets. Not a big Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah.
I appreciate the movies. There's a lot of comedies of the 80s that people hold as this is my movie. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why. I see why. Like here's a perfect example, not from the 80s, but from the 90s. Austin Powers. Like everyone loves Austin Powers. There are laughs in Austin Powers. I laugh. I fully appreciate the world of play
Yeah.
Mike Myers created 100%. He fully realized, to the extent that everyone loves it so well, or did.
Right.
I don't know.
I
But
can't get on board with that.
and a lot of people are like that with Ghostbusters, and
Yeah.
I wish I was. And I heard the movie's real good, and I'm intrigued. But I'm probably going to see Spider-Man as my first movie in the movie theater.
Fair enough. Lewis says January is for watching the stuff you didn't see during the holidays. Do you know how many things I have lined up for January at this point? Because I'm like, it's almost Hallmark season, everybody. I can't be watching anything else.
Yeah, it's Monday today. You have like 2 days to watch Gilmore, all the rest of Gilmore Girls. I saw Dr. Val earlier ask, where are you in Gilmore Girls?
I'm in season 4, episode. I think maybe I'm up to episode 5. I think
How many seasons were there?
Or 6. There's 7.
Oof.
And then, and Dr. Val, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there are 7 seasons, and then that whole like year in the life of Gilmore Girls reboot thing. I don't think that's the 7th. I was confused at first for a little bit. So I don't think I'm finishing this, obviously, before Hallmark season starts, as you're listening to this tonight. But I don't know. I gotta figure this out.
When is everyone going to go see these movies when they're so busy watching us on live streams all the time?
Right? Seriously, you guys have no time for this. We'll be live all the time. I'm not ashamed. I'm a little ashamed. But no, I'm not. To say that on Friday? Is it Friday night? Oh, no, Saturday night. We watched about 6 hours of Gilmore Girls.
Wow. That's impressive.
It's a little ridiculous. And it's only because the kids go to sleep early. So we just started to go. That's the only reason.
Yeah. I mean, if we're binging something, I pretty much want to do 2, but know that Mrs. Dillo is going to be like, we cannot end here. We have to watch a third one all the time.
Right.
This Is Us is classic.
Oh,
I'm like 2 hours
of
This Is Us, but you know where you're going to get the hook at the end.
Yep.
And it's like 11:47 at night, and you're like, okay, the third one will be over at 12:40. Will I make it to 12:40, or do I just try to run to the bedroom now to go to sleep so that I don't get sucked into a third one?
I mean,
Classic
good for you
example.
for going that late, because if I'm like, what time is it? If this pushes us past 11, we have to say no. That's my bedtime.
Yeah, Mrs. Maisel was like that 3 episodes for sure. We've been doing Law and Order, Organized Crime, which we're caught up. So we're not watching any of these until January. We're 2 behind because we're like, because then we can watch more of them in January.
Well, with This Is Us coming back in January, that's also on the list. So I'm going to have to be keeping up with that weekly. I'm still behind. I'm now 1 week behind on the morning show because I was watching that on the Apple TV. You haven't gotten into that at all, right?
No.
You still need to watch Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Dr. Val says, I'm sorry to say, I don't think you can finish it up before, but end of season 4 is a good place for a break. So I'm not going to end the season and then go, ooh, I need to watch like the first episode of season 5. I can like kind of cut at season 4 for now. I mean, there's not a cliffhanger though. I don't know. It's your favorite episode, Dr. Val? How am I supposed to not go on from that? No.
All right, so I have 3 more things here to talk about on the list of Destination D23 announcements. But while we're doing that, let's drop in the chat like your go-to pie for dessert at Thanksgiving. I don't want to talk about the video of Josh D'Amaro, your good friend, wielding a lightsaber at the Galactic Star Cruiser, which most people say you will not be allowed to touch as a guest at the Galactic Star Cruiser. So, but like Josh D'Amaro, if you're going to post a video, have a video posted of you wielding a lightsaber, like just a little more practice. That's all. Just come on.
Make yourself feel like a natural.
Yeah, I mean, let's really see the 3 things that. So I guess Fantasmic coming back to both parks in 2022 is on there, and y'all know that Fantasmic ruined my Disney cast membership as we knew it in the 90s. It divided my department, and I was never the same at work again. Anyway, but also the Festival of Fantasy Parade is returning in 2022. So we're getting parades are starting to come back. They're maintaining the cavalcades and adding the Adventure Friends cavalcade in 2022, which has like Jungle Book characters and Zootopia characters. And then also the Castle Show, Mickey's Friendship Fair, as I like call it, ye old Mickey's Friendship Fair in Renaissance terms, will also return. So you're starting to see things getting filled out. And my guess is that they have a big college program sign up for the spring semester, is my guess.
Right. Seriously.
Because I mean, all joking aside, not joking, I guess, but everyone knows there's hiring issues and staffing issues everywhere. But when you see something like Voyage of the Little Mermaid not open, or you see parades not happening, to me, and not because we got the fireworks, but why not the parade? There's a lot of people involved there, so they got to figure out what actually suits the situation that they have. And that means, like you talk about the tram drivers all the time. Operationally, they need people in other places before they need the tram drivers. Yes. So these are the things that maybe a bigger college program sign up for the spring, as opposed to, I'm sure it's just increasing now as we try to separate from any further waves. We'll see the return of these shows and these events in 2022.
Lewis was saying cavalcades are the single best thing to come out of the pandemic. Yeah, I agree. And we've talked about it a lot, that like whatever they've introduced during the pandemic with the characters just kind of roaming freely and the cavalcades, keep it. Do not get rid of that. Just bring in more things, but keep that because it's awesome.
Yeah, I think what they've created in the space with both the cavalcades and the walk-around characters, I think, especially with the walk-around characters, I think it's important. It'd be nice to see Citizens of Hollywood fill out some of that in 2022, and other immersive like experiences, whether it's with the Disney characters from the character department or live performers. I think it's vital. I think the more connections we can get in 2022, the better. Let's go to the desserts, Jen.
The desserts. Let me scroll up here a little bit. We started. Okay. So Lewis, pumpkin pie, obviously. Do you want to say yours, Frank, before we go? I don't think go down the list. I mean, not end this podcast, of course, because I don't think I'm seeing yours pop up here. Would you like to announce your go-to
Well,
dessert?
What's funny is that I probably haven't had this in several years at Thanksgiving, and I don't know if I even see it at the grocery stores on my two corners here in a while. It's been a while since I've had it.
Yep.
So I am very much Entenmann's. Entenmann's is local. I don't know how everyone else who's not from the area know about Entenmann's. They got very soft chocolate chip cookies, mini chocolate chip cookies. They got the chocolate donuts that you should only put in the refrigerator.
Freezer.
But they put Mom and Papa Dillo put them in the fridge.
I put them in the freezer.
Okay. The crumb cake.
Crumb cake.
Entenmann's crumb cake. Yeah. What else? Before I say my thing?
The loaf. The
pound
marble
cake?
loaf or the
loaf.
pound cake with the crumb cake type topping, but it's
So needless to say, we're from Long Island. We like Entenmann's. But I love it's. I mean, this is a long time. Entenmann's coconut custard pie.
Yes.
Love Entenmann's coconut custard pie. I mean, I haven't had coconut custard pie in a while.
That's because you're too busy eating stuffing with spinach or peas in it.
But I would say nowadays pumpkin pie is my go-to.
Yeah. Lexi saying raspberry cherry. She is mentioning this location. You know what? I'm going to share the screen for a moment. Because I'm not going to give it away. But someone else we talked to for the 12 days is also from Long Island. And also mentioned getting pies from here. And I'm going to be honest with you, although I know this location, I have never been to the location. So clearly, though, now that's two people telling us in this community that we need to be eating these pies. So I probably need to partake. Since I am close. I mean, I haven't had too many of their pies, but I am close to Kerber Farms,
Mhm.
and they have excellent pies there as well. Okay, let me keep going. Jeffers is a long lost Dillo. Chocolate pudding pie. Yes.
Mhm.
I have been talking with him that I may try to attempt it this year, but I may keep it for myself because I got a gluten-free crust. And I
Mhm.
was like, could I actually make this? Because I haven't had this in quite some time. It stopped getting made every year. That's fine. I'm fine about it. Go ahead.
And here's something I never tried as an adult, and I don't know if you've
Uh-huh.
tried it as an adult, because I don't know if people really do this anymore in the new millennium. But when you're a kid, you put on the stove, you heat up the chocolate pudding, and
Yeah.
you put them into little glass cups, and you
Yeah.
put them into the fridge, and it's got the
Right.
nice little film on top.
Right.
Have you done that as an adult?
As an adult, no, but I feel like the chocolate pudding pie would have that film. I feel
Right.
like it's not the same if it doesn't have the film.
You gotta have the film on the
You
chocolate.
have to have the film. Yes. Anyone else know about the film? Dr. Val,
Yes.
pecan pie.
Pecan pie. I mean, someone asked what was the reference, so we were making it. I mean, it's a
That's right.
Yeah, Jen.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Lexi. I'm sorry we haven't been. You know what? Meetup time.
Yeah, that would be I would drive out to go get some pies.
Oh, look at you. But you wouldn't drive out to do another meetup, but for pies, you would do it.
Not prior to the opening of the establishment I work at. It was a trying time. But I just want to say, was it chocolate pudding? Was the pies? Was there something else in
Pecan
there
pie.
that I wanted to talk about? It was Dr. Jacqueline who was talking about When Harry Met Sally. She didn't know When Harry Met Sally. She didn't know what the pecan pie.
Oh,
reference was.
yes. That's right. Yes. Lexi is questioning. Would you really do it?
Yeah, but Lexi, you work 8 days a week, so your schedule is very challenging
You
against
work
my
more
schedule.
than Frank. I don't even think that was possible.
So,
We'll make it work.
we'll try to make that happen.
Yeah.
Let's coordinate our schedules, Lexi. It
Mhm.
might just be me, you, and Jen day or something.
Yeah, we might have to do that, and then we might have to do McDonald's with Long Island Frank and Adam.
Yeah. Well, now I think at this point, now we're just eating all the time. We get the
That's
pies
true.
with Lexi. We
Yeah.
go to the McDonald's mansion with Long Island Frank, and we go get the Taylor ham egg and cheese sandwiches
Jers.
in the Jers with Adam.
That's right.
I think that's a good goal.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. All right. Fair enough. So that's accurate.
So as Lewis was saying, this is an impossible episode to edit. We're at like an hour 5 that I actually started the episode. Let's see if we can get it to 55 minutes. Of course, we are thankful for all of you here at Dillo's Diz Resort and all of you listening to the podcast wherever you may be on your travels this holiday weekend. Until next time, she's Jen and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.
Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz, featuring Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. The theme was composed by Matt Harvey. The intro and the outro was performed by Lindsay Zarugian. The Dillo's Diz fact checker is Mel Dale. You can give Dillo's Diz a follow on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok at Dillo's Diz. Dillo's with an S, Diz with a Z. You can like Dillo's Diz on Facebook, facebook.com/Dillo's Diz. And you can subscribe to Dillo's Diz on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dillo's Diz. That is where you'll find Theme Park Thursday live each and every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Drop us a line. Dillo's Diz, 55 Gerard Street, number 987, Huntington, New York, 11743. And you can check in to the Dillo's Diz Resort at dillosdizresort.com, your virtual destination for exclusive Dillo's Diz content. 3 membership level tiers, all at dillosdizresort.com. We'll see you real soon, and that real soon is next week for Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. The Improviser's Guide Network 2021.